All right, good morning, friends. Thanks for being on the YGYBuilder Zoom training call this morning. It's 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Love this call. Love you guys and appreciate all that you're doing out in the field to spread the good news of longevity, to build your businesses, to build your dreams, to sit and meet with people relentlessly over and over because that's the care and concern you have for your future and that of the people that you hold dearest in your life. So as you know, at Leadership Mastery, we launched the YGYBuilder phone app, and it has, I would say it has taken off by storm. We have so many users and people using this app. Why? Because it's working. It's effective. And, we're getting smarter with it and better with it all the time. I'm loving using it. I'm using it all the time. It's super, super fun. It's really, really effective. And once you play with this and experiment with it and implement it and put it to practice, I think you're going to fall in love with it as much as anybody else that's currently using this app. Why? Because all the things that give you sweaty palms and make your body odor come out and play and just get you all hot and bothered, it's being done for you. And so you don't really have to go to this place like, what do I say? How do I answer these questions? Or you come to the place quickly where you're in the moment, you've practiced and rehearsed, and then all of a sudden you're in the moment and you're like, oh man, well, that's not how it was supposed to go. I shouldn't have said that. Or what was I thinking? All the silly mistakes that are easy to be made by any of us when we're prospecting and recruiting. And let's face it, we are in a business where prospecting and recruiting matters. And the difference between mediocre, average, good, or even great on the other end of the spectrum is really how effective we are at prospecting and recruiting. And so this is a full-blown professional prospecting and recruiting tool. And when you leverage this tool the way it's intended to be used, what you'll realize is that for now, to kick this off, you've got me in your back pocket. So, my nearly 30 years of experience at inviting and prospecting and recruiting and explaining and going through things in the right order, the right flow, the right process, the right sequence with people, inviting them to the next step, encouraging them to take the next step, avoiding pitfalls and overcoming objections before they even come up, and showing people that network marketing is a profession. It's a respectable career, and it's a way out, and it's a way for all of us to experience the ultimate in freedom for that of our families and that of the people we care about the most. Then people are very interested in being part of a network marketing company, even if they've never considered it before. Their mind is open, possibilities are available and on the table. And so when we do this work for you, then your batting average, your propensity to convert, to register people, to have them join your team, it goes way, way up. And so we want you to have the best possible likelihood of taking your prospects and having them become super interested and very encouraged and filled with hope because of what it is that we're saying. So that's why this app is so effective. Now, Joel and I were talking this morning, and there's really two approaches to take with this link. So let me explain the couple of different approaches. First of all, we have a completely cold market recruit. Let's start there. So we've got a cold market recruit, someone that you don't have history with. There's no relationship there, but for some reason, through conversation or a path that you've crossed, you feel compelled to share the opportunity of longevity with them. So what you do is you get their permission. Obviously, you need to have their cell phone number and you need to have permission. That's the best thing to do in advance. If you've got a cell phone number and permission, then what does that mean? It means they're expecting something from you, and they've told you how to do that. So for us, the best method with this app is that once you have a cell phone number, then you can put that into your contact base. And when you go to the send a link button, which is found through your app. How do you get to the app? You go to YGYBuilder.com first. You set up and establish your account. Once your account is established and set up, then you go to your app store on either your Android or your iPhone, and you download from the app store the YGYBuilder app. Now you've got a button that is right on the home screen like every other button, whether it's Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any other app you've got on your phone. You've now got a button for YGYBuilder. When you push on that button and open up that link, then you're going to see a home screen. And that home screen, the favorite button on there for all of us that involves prospecting and recruiting, the money-making activity, is the button that says send a link. So if you're pushing all the other buttons, those buttons are interesting, but they're not money-making activities. So you can go look at the analytics and the statistics and the measurement tools. Those are all cool, and they're not money-making activities. So keep in mind, stick with the money-making activities, and when you do that, you're going to be pushing often and regularly the send a link button. Now there's 4 possibilities currently loaded in there, but I want to draw your attention to 2, and I'm going to start with the first one that says apply for our team. So first you pick your contact, and now you got your contact, your cold market permission-based cell phone number that gets uploaded. That's your contact, and now you've chosen apply for our team. When you send the apply for our team button, what that's going to do, again, is it's going to have me doing the talking for you. And so that's for most people, that's the best shot that anybody has. And so we don't know what the statistics are, but let's just say whatever they are, you have a much higher likelihood now of converting that person if a professional person is doing the talking for you. And in this case, it's me. Someday when your confidence is through the roof and you feel really great about doing all that, then by all means, go record yourself doing this stuff. But until then, just don't worry about it. Don't think, oh my goodness, this should be me. To say that prematurely is going to be a mistake or even a fatal flaw. So just enjoy being new, enjoy building your business, and enjoy having me do that work for you. So now that that's occurring, you've got really a series of very short video clips. So I just want to explain what is happening here so you know what your new person is experiencing. You just have a series of very short video clips. So rather than one really long-winded speech for 30 minutes, you just have 2 minutes here, 2.5 minutes over there, 1.5 minutes here, 3 minutes here, and each time it's a different topic where they're being led down this journey. So after the first 2 or 3 short little video clips, which is permission-based and inviting them to that next step, they eventually end up at a place where they're encouraged for the first time. Hey, we told you that we're not looking for tire kickers. We're looking for people that want to transform their lives. And if that's you, then it's going to cost you $25 to be able to do that. So ultimately, you end up at a screen where it says, join us. And you click on that, and it is linked to your YGYBuilder back office. It's got your ID number associated with it. So when they click, I do want to join you, then they are registering into your downline at YGYBuilder. So remember, this is a smart app. Smart meaning it is linked to YGYBuilder's professional and official corporate back office. That's where everything goes. So when they register into the company, they belong to you. It's your personal sponsorship. It's your personal enrollment, 2 separate things, very, very important. And you got one. You just caught a fish. And then after that, remember, all the things that we taught you at Leadership Mastery, we're going through the Amazon model at that point. We're talking about the power of our secret sauce and our professional system. That is why we do $200 million a year almost in revenue, and we're opening foreign countries and we're global. It's because we have something called YGYBuilder University. So now they're into that. And so what I do want to explain right now is there is a difference between emails, text messages, and push notifications. So we're going away from all the things where you have to double up. You don't need an email and a text message and a push notification. So we're getting more toward the push notifications and less toward the other things. And we want you to be aware that when people are taking action inside of your app, that you're going to be receiving push notifications. That's just a little thing that pops up on your screen that says so-and-so has re-entered your site or is taking action or they're on a video. So that's different than a text message, and it's different than an email. So just be aware of that. You're being notified, but if you're saying, oh, I didn't get an email, I didn't get a text message, remember the difference between email, text, and push notifications. Okay, now that we cleared that up, everyone's getting notified through a push notification. And now you've got them coming out the other side of Longevity University. They've already been explained to, and I even go into great detail. Hey, listen, we know that we mentioned to you that it takes $25. Congratulations, you've already done that on being part of the company. Let me tell you why I got a CEO pack. And when they've already gone through the university and now I'm saying, here's why I got a CEO pack, I make a very compelling statement as to why that just makes more sense. We want the car bonus. We want the ability to earn all the bonuses on the table and not just some of them. And we want to be a product of our own products and be aware of what's possible and what's available to everybody through what we call that CEO pack. And so when I go through that, now what does that mean? It means people have a higher likelihood of registering from the $25 and increasing that to the CEO pack. Are we aware that if you knew that in advance, that you could avoid the $25? Of course we are. But remember, these are strangers. They're strangers. And so we treat strangers differently than we would our warm market. Our warm market is a completely different story. But let's make sure that we understand that when we're dealing with strangers, the reason why we train you with your warm market to have them go through the university first, understand the CEO pack, and avoid the $25 registration is because you have more control with those people. But a stranger, here's what could happen. You might give them just enough information to where they become curious prematurely, and now they're out on Google. And let's say they go to, what's a popular site? Not eBay, what's the other one? Why am I not thinking of this? Somebody help me out. What's the other site that people go to find products?
Craigslist?
Not
Amazon?
Craigslist. Yeah, Amazon, I guess it is. So they'll go out on Amazon. Thank you. They'll go out on Amazon and they'll do a search and they'll find somebody in longevity that's doing Amazon marketing. And then they'll go, oh, I found it on Amazon. See, distributors, as long as they don't sell for less than wholesale, they can drop the pricing. So, you know, they'll go out and they'll post something on Amazon, and then your person that you tipped off to longevity finds it for a certain price, or they're like, oh, I'll just get it off of Amazon. Now they've bought the product, and this is crazy business. You just lost a great customer. You just lost a great prospect. You just lost a really good potential because you told them too much too soon. So the reason we're adamant about these strangers coming in on the front side quickly with $25 is so they belong to you. See how that works? Now when they go purchase something someplace else, you're getting credit for it. You haven't lost that person. They cannot re-enroll and sponsor in with someone else that is also a stranger simply because they didn't know any better. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. This is a protective mechanism to ensure that you're getting credit for the hard work you're doing with prospects. So that's exactly why we do that. And that's what happens when you send the link button. Remember, the money-making activity on the phone app is the send a link button. So make sure you're focusing your efforts and attentions around that. And now let's talk about the second possibility. So the first possibility was the complete stranger. Now we're talking about your warm market. So let's say that you incorporate what we taught you at Leadership Mastery, which is to be really good at the invite. Okay, you can do that. What does a good invite look like? Hey, my name is Scott. And no, you wouldn't say my name is Scott if it's your warm market. Sorry, let me start over. Hey, Sharon, Juliet and I have a really amazing project going on. We're really excited about it. It's super successful. It's doing very, very well for us. And we believe that it could have a huge impact financially on you and your family as well. Would you be open to exploring possibilities? There is the ultimate invite. So let's say you get really good at that. They're going to say, yes, I'd like to explore possibilities. Let's sit down. Let's meet. You get an appointment. Okay, that's piece number one, the invite. Now, step number two is you're going to say, hey, our business is really similar to Amazon.com with the exception that we pay commissions and we manufacture stuff. So that's piece number two. And so now they know that they can make commissions and that we have a care and concern for manufacturing stuff in the areas of health and nutrition. The next piece you do is you say, here's why we're successful. And I mentioned to you that Juliet and I are successful with this business model because of what I just laid out. And we want you to know why it will be successful for you as well. We have something called Longevity University. Now that's step number 3. Okay, and step number 4 is the follow-up, but let's focus on step number 3 because here's what has to do with the app. So when you get to step number 3, here's the piece that you don't want to take the time to do. Everything I just did took 3 minutes, right? The invite, setting the appointment, and then to just simply explain our model is like Amazon and we pay commissions and they don't, and we manufacture stuff and they don't. That's why we have an opportunity. So that's the explanation that you can do in person. How much did that take you? Let's say that you were really long-winded, unlike I was just now, and it took you 15 minutes to do all that. So you took 15 minutes, and which is far plenty and too long. So now instead of sitting down and doing a formal business presentation and explaining everything, guys and gals, my friends, we need to come to a place to where we're working smart and we're not working hard. And smart is when you're using your time to prospect and recruit other people instead of explaining all the details to those people. So keep prospecting and recruiting and let the tools do the explaining for you and doing the work. Now you, having gone through the university yourself, can come back later and say, great, now we're in step 4, the follow-up, and now you can debrief with them what they saw through the link. So here's what step number 3 has to do with the phone app. You're going to go back to send a link. This is to your warm market this time. You're going to go back to send a link, and now you're going to choose YGY University. And when you choose your contact, which is already in your phone, and then you choose YGY University for what it is you're sending them, then you click review and send on the phone app, and on review and send, that's your private message, which says, hey, Sharon, this is what I was telling you about. You've got to check this out. Let's talk tomorrow. That could be your message. And then you hit send, and then voila. Next thing you know, Sharon's got that link. It's sent directly to her. And instead of it being all the videos that we would send to a cold market person that needs all the explanation, you've only sent them the university link. How cool is that? So you shorten it. You circumvent the lengthier process for a cold market recruit, and now you're dealing with your warm market recruit. I think it's brilliant. It's awesome. It's relevant. It's working. It's keeping things in check and in proportion to the type of person that you're dealing with. Now they get the link, and it's exactly what you told them. It starts with video number 1. It welcomes them to Longevity University. Now they're getting trained specifically on our system for leading all of us to success. There's 8 videos in there. You're going to get a push notification when they're taking activity with those links. Now they're done. You know when they're done. You've been notified that they're done. And so you set up an appointment already in advance to talk tomorrow, so they're going to go through those 8 videos by tomorrow. You'll know that they did that when you come to the table to have that follow-up conversation. Now you have an intelligent conversation. My friends, this is when network marketing and this is when longevity gets really, really fun, like blow me down fun. This is when it gets really cool. You've got all the cool factors, the hip and slick and modern day technology working at your fingertips. And so for me, here's what I'm doing to build the business. When I'm bringing somebody on board, it's clear and evident that they not only need a CEO pack when they get started, they also need YGYBuilder. And I'm just telling them that right up front. I don't leave it out as an afterthought. I'm like, great, here's what you need to be successful. And by the way, we explain that in the link. So it's not a surprise that you're saying you need YGYBuilder. We already told them in the link. So when you send the full version of send out a link, they know, because we cap off the entire thing by saying the reason why you're here is because of this link. The reason why you said yes is because of this link. The reason why you graduated through our program is because of this link. So can you now see that you must have this tool in order to duplicate the best success possible for you with longevity? So they're expecting to be told about the link. They're expecting to be invited in to use YGYBuilder, and it's one of those tools that now they cannot live without. And if there is something that needs to be altered, if there's something that needs to be enhanced, we're gonna do it. We're in control. We can do these things at the drop of a hat if necessary. Right now, all we need to do is get good at the things that we're talking about. plain and simple. So there's nothing that we're waiting on. There's nothing that we're waiting for. There's nothing that we need more of right now. We just need for people to take action around this tool to get the results that they've always wanted to have. So some of you, I hope that makes sense. So that I just thoroughly addressed the two different categories of people. There should be no question in your mind, no mistake on how to use this tool, and specifically how to make the money out of using this tool. Remember, there's a lot of buttons inside the phone app, like 8 of them, and you just need to get really, really, really good at one, because one of those is going to make you money. The other ones are going to occupy your time, like someone not trained to be responsible with social media. So social media scrolling doesn't make you money, but I'll tell you what does make you money with social media, and that's putting out your lifestyle, and that's putting out comments and things that are relevant to healthy living that cause people to be curious about what you're up to or why your life is so exciting, and theirs might need a little bit more of a jolt. So that's how you make money with social media. That's how you're going to make money with this tool. You now recognize you've got two camps of people to use the send a link function to, and why you would use one versus the other. Let's talk really quickly about using this information in foreign markets and foreign territories. So these links will work. Make sure that if you are sending this link to a foreign country that you do not have text capabilities to, you're going to have to cut and paste the information into an email. And when you do that, make sure that you do not leave out characters. Make sure that you are cutting and pasting the entirety of what needs to be cut and pasted, and it's not just your link all by itself. You'll notice that your link contains special characters and different formulas that will come after your entire link. So you've got to make sure that all of that gets cut and pasted. If you leave one character out accidentally, when you cut and paste that into an email that you're going to send overseas, let's say to the Philippines, then it won't be able to be opened. So they're going to get an error message on that side. So that's why we're just telling you, make sure that you see what the entirety of the link is, that you cut the whole thing, that you paste it accurately so that there's no error message experienced on the other side. If you do those things correctly, then you're going to use email versus texting to send that link to your foreign territory. So just so you know, we had somebody that said, this isn't working in the Philippines, and we looked into it, and it turned out that the link was not cut and paste in its entirety, and so the person on the other end was getting that error message. That's why I'm bringing this up. So what's fantastic now is that any foreign country where English is spoken, or the person knows English, and there's a lot of examples of this in Asia. A lot of people in Asia do speak English. Almost everyone in the Philippines speaks English. So what's great about that is most of them also speak foreign languages and dialects in Asia as well. They're just taught to speak English. So it really works in your advantage. It's a great place to begin. It's a great place to start if you're looking to broach into the countries of Asia, starting with the Philippines. So that is a word of the wise.
Pretty.
And I hope
and it's under control.
Super, super helpful.
It went quick.
And if you would like, we would be happy to entertain some questions this morning. I know that Joel is on hand as well, and we'll brainstorm with you if you've got any thoughts or feedback for us this morning on this call.
I gotta tell you, Scott, this Zoom, I'm so excited to share the recording of this to everyone, my whole team. This was a great, phenomenal start to finish overview of how to leverage this in your business, Scott. That was awesome. Like, that was just so cool. And one story that I was reminded of when you were talking about sending the university to your person, say, hey, I'll get back to you tomorrow, after you've gone through this. It's so cool because I remember, back in the old days of network marketing, 3.5 years ago in my previous company, I was doing the university in person with my new people, and we called them business planning sessions, and they would take 2 hours. And we would literally sit in a coffee shop for 2 hours with one person, training them, answering questions, doing all these things that the university takes care of. And now we have the power to send one link and say, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And now you can be training 10 people at a time with this link. I mean, it doesn't matter how many people, because it leverages your time. And wow, it's just amazing. So cool.
Thanks, Joel, for that feedback. And that's a great point that you just made about what the time really is to thoroughly teach somebody what they absolutely need to know if they've got a shot at being successful. So we're getting our lives back and we're getting our time back by having this stuff recorded in one place and able to just send out links through the phone app.
That's right. That's right. So
Yeah.
if anybody has any questions, definitely unmute yourself and speak up.
Okay, Scott, I have a question. I can't find the phone app.
Okay, so what you have to do is just go to the App Store. You know how to get to the App Store?
Yes.
Okay, so on the App Store, just type in YGYBuilder, and the phone app will come out. And do you know what it looks like, Bob? Because I can show you what it looks like off my phone just so you can identify it.
No, I don't know what it looks like.
Okay, here, let me just show you. I'll just quickly show you. There it is.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. And that's the home screen that comes up after you click on the link.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you got it. Anybody else? Hey, give us some feedback, guys. How are you feeling this morning? Masio, good to see you, buddy. I'm really glad to see you on this call. So anybody else? Thoughts, feelings, feedback? How excited are you to see this app available for everybody?
Is there a place where I can access everything all in one place to where I can soak it all in and learn? Because I think I guess I get distracted easily. And if I had it all in one place, it would make it so much easier for me.
There's a couple things you can do. You can go to YGYBuilder.com. And secondly, I think what, for me at least, and I'll just say for me, because it's different. Everyone has a different learning method. It's easy to get intimidated by technology. All I can tell you is that this phone app is super, super user-friendly. And I would just say, just go ahead and download it. Get it put onto your phone. And then when you pull up this screen, just notice there's 8 easy icons on here. So I just say familiarize yourself by just one at a time, clicking on each of these buttons and noticing what their purpose and function is. And remember when I said that your best friend is this send a link button right here? Here's how to absorb it. Just go in here and click on that link and notice how simple it is to pick your contact right there. That's number one. And then you've got the options right here. So you can choose where it says, for example, apply for our team. So I just picked that one right there. I click the done button. And the only other thing there is to do is click the review and send button. So it's really that simple, and it's not that complicated to get used to. So please, 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 I would just say, don't get discouraged at all. Encourage yourself by just playing on here, and send one to yourself. Send one to a best friend and say, hey, I've got this new phone app and I'm practicing. I'm practicing sending it out. I'm practicing on the links, and just say, hey, I just want to make sure that mine is functioning okay. Can I use you as a practice site? I'm going to send it to you right now. If you want to look at it, that's cool, but I just want to make sure it's going through and functioning properly. And then you'll probably get a prospect out of that because it's that good. So that's something that you can say to somebody is, hey, I'm practicing and I've got a new phone app, but I just want to make sure it's working well.
Yep, I did that yesterday.
Isn't that a great line?
Yeah.
That's a great prospecting line, by the way. So I wouldn't do that at all.
Yeah, I did that yesterday, Scott. As I did that, I was like, oh, this is actually a really, really brilliant, really brilliant way. Hey, I'm practicing on this new, this new phone app that we're using for our business. I'd like you to check it out. It's a great line. And also, Kim, to just add a thought that came to me, this recording of this Zoom that you're on right now, all of you live, it's going to be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. And I'll tell you what, every piece of information in this Zoom recording is everything you need to know. Scott nailed it from start to finish. Everything you need to know is in this Zoom recording. So go back and rewatch it. It's 30 minutes long, and send this to your team. Literally everything you need to know is in this recording. right now. So if you're watching this live, go back to our YouTube channel. If you didn't, start from the beginning. If you didn't get here on the beginning of the live call, start from the beginning, rewatch it, and you will know everything you need to know to use YGYBuilder, start to finish. I mean, you'll be an expert. So, and send this to your team too. Use this recording. So that's my input there.
Great advice, Joel. Yep, I thoroughly agree. We've got to get this out and get our entire teams trained on this information. If our whole team, everyone in our teams knew the details of this conversation right now, it would be lights out, game over.
Yep, and I will post, so this, to give you an idea, so I think a handful of you may not be subscribed to our YouTube channel yet. So it's just go to youtube.com and type in YGYBuilder. And you'll find the channel, the YGYBuilder channel comes up. You want to click the channel and you want to click subscribe. And I put the Zoom recording calls that we post there, I put the date in and some other text in the title of the video. So that's how you'll be able to find this recording. Is it will have May 30, 5/30/2018, live Zoom recording, and then some other text on there. So that's how you find this recording. And again, it's got everything you need to know.
All right, my friends, we're going to wrap this. We're going to wrap this particular training up. Is there anyone else that has a final thought or comment or feedback for us this morning before we let everyone go?
I just want to say I appreciate all the effort that you guys are putting into this to make things, make this available to us and make things easier for us to build our businesses. So thanks to you and Joel. Appreciate you guys.
You're very welcome, Allie. Thank you. I know all the way from Las Vegas. We appreciate your feedback and your comments this morning, and it's great to see all of you on here again today. And
I have one quick question before we go.
Go ahead.
Yes, if you already have an account set up and you need to reload the app to your phone, how do you do that?
If you need to reload the app, meaning you deleted it at one point?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're talking about reloading just the app itself, you can go back to the App Store and request a new download.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
And if you have any troubles, reach out to us personally. Here, I'll type my cell phone in the right-hand margin right now so you can quickly go grab this. But if you have any questions, and that was Reggie, right?
Yes, yes it is.
Okay, here's my cell phone right here. So
I didn't know how to unmute myself earlier.
that's okay. Write down my cell phone and grab that right now before we hang up off this call. So it's posted there. If you have a question, reach out to me personally. We'll be happy to help you. So on that note, guys, have an amazing day. Thanks for being here, and we will talk to you soon. And next week when we do this call, we want to hear some of your stories, because if you go apply what we're teaching you right now, you're going to have stories, and we want to hear about those from you next week. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Glenda, I will Facebook message you. So thank you, guys. Great to see you all on here, and go catch us recording.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, Scott. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Allie, you're awesome.
It's like quite a few.
I don't know how to.
Have an amazing day, everyone.
I don't know what happened, but